And what is up? It is your host, White Trash Donnie, for another Sloppy Syndicate Show. Thanks for joining us. We are streaming on Twitch and YouTube at the moment, and you can also check us out on Spotify and all the streaming platforms out there. We do have Owls and Aliens in the building tonight. We will bring them in shortly. Thanks for joining us, and let's get the party started. So there they are. How we doing?
Hey, what's up? We're good.
Hey, it's good to see you. Sorry about the tech issues on my side, but we are good to go. So, folks, this is Owls and Aliens based out of Oregon. So go ahead and tell the folks, the listeners, the fans, a little bit about the band. I'll let you kind of take it away. I've researched the band. I've listened to the band, so I know the band. So tell the audience, who are we speaking with?
Well,
we've got 4 out of 5 of us right here. Just to let everyone know, Jeff, our lead guitar player, is not here. We'll just do intros first. My name's Dakota. I'm the drummer.
I'm Dustin. I sing.
I'm Travis. I play rhythm guitar.
Okay, very cool.
I'm Nick. I play bass.
Yeah, we're just like 5 kind of. What's the term that you always call it, Dustin?
Sexy beef.
No, the musicians who play with Falls.
Oh, we're a Climate Falls supergroup.
Yeah, we're a collection of musicians from just this small little town called Klamath Falls that finally were able to all get together after years of living in this town and being in the scene together. And we created this band, and we've just been trying to take over the world since.
All right. And if I'm correct, the band formed in 2018?
Yeah, basically the beginning of 2019. We started talking about it at the end of 2018, but we didn't play together till the 2019.
Okay, very cool. So, what inspired you, or what has drawn you into the musical industry, or the music, making music?
Oh gosh,
The love for it, really. I mean,
yeah, it's innate, really. I think it's kind of for all of us. It's just we were born with it. From early ages, we all that was our outlet. That's how we got through life, was either listening to music, playing music. That's how we sorted through the BS of every day.
Right.
And just can't imagine not doing it.
Oh, right. Yeah. And I think we'd all agree, music has got us through some of the toughest times in our life. So I'm not talented enough to play an instrument or sing, so here I am. But this is my outlet for my musical therapy. So you got a big year coming up. You released a song 6 months ago, You Can't Save Everyone. And that is a banger. And then you also just released Tsunami, which you saw in the intro. And if I'm correct, you're coming up on Battle of the Bands pretty soon as well.
No, we did a Battle of the Bands competition that was back in 2020, right before the pandemic.
Does he mean the Rockville one?
Yeah. Oh, that thing. Yeah.
For Rockville.
I forgot all about that.
Yeah. Danny Wimmer presents Battle of the Bands, I think so.
Yeah, that's on Twitch.
Right. Okay. Yep. And I know Post Profit made it through, and I'm sure you guys with your talent will make it through as well. So, I mean, that's a pretty big accomplishment to be able to play in the Battle of the Bands and play on one of the biggest stages, one of the biggest festivals in the country. So, what are your? I mean, I would be terrified, honestly, if it were me. What are your feelings or take on that? Because, like I said, I'd get the jitters and I'd freeze. So.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
Rock and roll, baby.
Yeah, we all have a huge passion for playing live, and so no matter what audience, we're there for it. We want to be there for it, and that's really all that it comes down to for us. Just the love.
Yeah, I feel like I've envisioned like being on that kind of stage for so long that I'm just like so ready for it.
Awesome. And what are some of your musical influences growing up? Kind of like for me, Nirvana, I would say Garth Brooks, Ted Nugent, a couple of, those are a couple influences of mine that I listened to growing up and, had an input in my life. So.
Who wants to start?
Oh, man. I listened to a lot of Tiny Tim and Captain Beefheart and his Magical Orchestra. They're freaking awesome. That's why Nick doesn't write. Right.
That's why he's the bassist.
We've been trying to demote him further, but we just don't know how.
That's all right. You're a roadie now. Sorry.
He'll be the sound guy after next week.
just growing up, like I listened to like Third Eye Blind and like Oasis and bands like that, and then got into like pop punk. After that, I was kind of really into like Blink-182 and Good Charlotte, and then I got more into like metalcore in the 2000s, and then I just kind of all over the place, all sorts of rock and roll for me.
Yeah, I'd say for myself, pop punk is definitely what started my love for it. Blink-182, Green Day. I remember finding Suicide Machines. That was a big moment in my life, and then that kind of evolved into more grunge. Alice in Chains. Jerry Cantrell's guitar playing is a huge influence on me. I love that dude so much. Who else wants to go?
I think I'm left. I remember the very first band I ever could remember knowing like who this was and I could recognize it was Queen. And that from just an early age, I think really got me into rock and roll and why I love just, powerful vocals, big drums, awesome guitar work. So, but then going from there as an adolescent, Red Hot Chili Peppers, the whole 90s alternative and grunge movement was huge for me. I remember when I first listened to Bleach and In Utero from Nirvana, like how everyone says, it was just blew my mind. I loved it. I remember having a Green Day for my first CD player that I ever had. I had a Green Day CD and Black Label Society. But then as I got older, I started to get more into like punk and hardcore and heavy metal and listening to more of like today's rock, I guess. But yeah,
Collectively, though, we do have a huge love for '90s music. Definitely.
Okay, so a lot of influence with the '90s, you would say.
Yeah.
And then for Jeff, our lead guitarist, he's very into AC/DC, Ozzy, Van Halen.
Lots of classic rock.
Like
J.T. Lee.
Yeah.
That's just love.
Yeah, I remember riding on the school bus with my little what were they Walkmans, the little CD player, and jamming out to Sublime and Marilyn Manson, and I don't know why I ever got my hands on those as a kid, but yes, that's what I remember riding the bus to school, listening to that kind of stuff. So definitely a different world these days for sure. So what are some of the goals or what are some of your goals this year? As far as obviously you're doing the DWP Battle of the Bands. Do you want to, headline? Do you want to, where do you see Owls&Aliens going this year?
Probably doing a intergalactic tour. Probably stopping at Mars first, and then.
Nice.
No, unfortunately, I actually broke my collarbone at the beginning of the year, so I'm still healing from that right now.
Okay.
But we do plan on releasing an album this year and then trying to play as many shows as possible once I'm healed up, which should be around summertime. So, we're in the works of trying to plan all that right now and get things booked. And hopefully we'll be in a city near you.
We're very eager to get on the road. Very, very eager.
Yeah.
And we would what would you say? Go ahead, sorry.
Oh, no.
There's that 7 with StreamYard. There's like a little bit of a lag, so I apologize if either one of us cut each other off. But so, what would you say is the funnest thing about touring? Because I can only imagine. I mean, I'm a wild child, so I would raise a ton of hell on tour. So
it's not the smell.
I think we have to do it first. We haven't really had the opportunity to do that as a band yet. Some of us have done that individually through other projects, but
okay. So, and yeah, the new album comes out
in May.
Next month.
Hopefully, yeah. Well, more closer to May.
Okay.
We're gonna do one more single
next month
in March, and then the album should be out in May.
Okay. Awesome. So very cool. And so audience has a question. What one of your best shows y'all did? So.
Ooh, that's a good question. One of my favorite shows was actually a local one we did right here in Klamath Falls. When we released You Can't Save Everyone, we played at a venue here called Geno's. They do a summer concert series that's super great. Just had all of our friends and then like a bunch of local people that had never heard of us. And so it was just like this great night. But out of town, Reno, we played at Virginia Street Brew House. That was a lot of fun. Love to go back and play that again.
Oh yeah, that was the most fun stage for myself, definitely. At the Virginia Street Brew House in Reno.
Yeah.
I was
What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, or Nevada,
Yeah.
we'll say, I guess, right?
The little Vegas.
But so that was a great question, Amelia. That was from Amelia. And Ellie Orchard says she loves Tiny Tim.
Nice.
I myself have not heard of Tiny Tim, so now I'm going to have to go look it up and see what the hype is all about.
Oh, he's a legend, man. A legend. Top 10 best artists of all time.
does the music for SpongeBob.
Oh yeah, basically.
And so, as far as the musical process or the writing process, what stands out, or what is the funnest process for you as individual or the band?
It's just writing.
Yeah.
Like we just get in a room together and everything you hear, we just jam and it organically comes out at the moment most of the time.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the beauty of it, is how natural.
Yeah, it's just a natural feel to how we play.
And
Usually,
all of us play guitar too, so that makes the writing process a lot more complimentary.
Yeah.
Easier for us.
we kind of know what we're doing. Usually, just one of us will bring a riff, and then we'll just kind of feed off of each other and see if we like it, and then I'll just throw lyrics on it and start arranging it from there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and build it from there.
But we never force it. So like sometimes we'll sit on stuff for a very long time, and then one day it builds. It finally blossoms into that flower. Whereas other times it's like literally instant. It's like the song was already in the room and it just boom, just happened. Yeah. So it's really fun just experiencing that whole spectrum of that creative process, and doing it with 5 people that you just connect so naturally with is unreal.
And how did Tsunami form? Was it over a long longevity, or was it something you just hit the studio and bam, it blossomed like you said? So
Tsunami started out as a riff that I actually had written years ago. Gosh, maybe 6 or 7 years ago, and then it was much more simplified. And then I was playing it for Nikki, and Nikki actually
I wrote that bass line over it, kind of complimenting, and it turned into like this duet sort of feel.
Right. Well, then you also had to go from G to A,
Yeah,
I was just playing it in D, and then you helped pull it up more, and then
Kind of
really
figured out
from there,
whole basis that just took off from there.
Yeah. It was kind of a slow build though, because I remember they started jamming in at practice, and even for me, it was one of those ones that it took me a little bit of time to figure out what kind of style I wanted to bring with my drums, and I think Jeff could say the same thing with that. And in the studio too, it continued to blossom. So those background vocals that you hear, though we used to not do that at all until we got into the studio and we were kind of playing around with it. And then Sean, our producer, actually really helped kind of guide me through that, which was really fun.
And Dakota's background was really tied all together at the end.
Yeah, he doesn't sing a whole lot, but he really shines through on Tsunami. It's my favorite part of the song, to be honest, was his backup vocals in the chorus.
yeah, it does come together very well. It's a banger. So obviously, if you have not heard of it, Owls&Aliens, check it out. Tsunami. They're on Spotify, YouTube. You can catch them everywhere as well. So another question in the audience here. Justin has top 3 favorite gigs.
Ooh. Well, we got 2: the Geno's, and Virginia Street Brew House.
We live about an hour and a half away from this city called Medford, Oregon, and they got a local venue there called Johnny B's.
Yeah,
we played there twice.
Every time we play there, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'll say that's definitely has been one of my better experiences for sure.
Yeah, the staff there make it a really fun time too. If any bands out there ever going through, the area, Southern Oregon, hit up Johnny B's.
Johnny B's, Medford.
Johnny B's. I think we have a Johnny B's somewhere in Orlando. Sounds super familiar. I'll have to look it up actually.
One of those names.
I don't know if it's related or not, but yeah, definitely I'll check that out. And
we definitely have to go play the one over there.
We've had some really good garage shows here at our own house.
Yeah, yeah. Honestly.
So like the grunge movement kind of started out in the West Coast, kind of Oregon and that area, if I'm correct. So
yeah.
Started out in the PNW.
Yeah.
All right, we got another question. The fans are active tonight. So what is one message you would give to your fans?
We love you. We love you. Don't stop the party.
This is what we need, Jeff. Jeff would have the most motivational and inspirational thing that you could ever think of.
Hot sauce and rock and roll.
Yeah.
Right.
Just be yourself and love what you want to love, and don't judge other people for what they want to love.
Very well said, especially this day and age. If people could live by that, the world would be a better place for sure. And all right, folks, calm down on the questions. What's your favorite drink? Alcohol or
Jaeger
non-alcoholic? So, I can't do Jaeger anymore.
Jaeger.
Yeah,
we all
Jaeger.
just drink a lot of Jaeger.
We're just waiting for them to call us up and give us that endorsement.
Yeah,
And it should happen
right.
any day.
Sponsor us, Jaeger. Water. Drink water. Jaegermeister. Drink lots of water.
Yeah, I'm drinking water right now. Water and Jaeger. That's basically my entire liquid diet.
We do drink a lot of like Mexican beer,
Oh yeah.
Tecate and Corona, Modelo.
Yep. Cerveza's the best.
Yeah, I cannot drink. Nope. Jaeger bombs. I overdid it when I was younger, and yep, bad experience. Cannot do it again.
You hear that a lot. I've been really into drinking Coronas with 2 shots of Hornitos in it
Really?
and a little bit of grenadine. In a
We
lot.
had that. We had
Yeah.
that in.
We had that in Las Vegas,
Yeah, just outside of the
just
Hoover
outside
Dam.
of the Hoover Dam Casino.
That is really
it
good
was
actually.
pretty amazing.
Yeah, I'm
Definitely-
gonna have to try that. Definitely. Yeah, doesn't sound like something I would have thought of, but I mean, hey, why not? And Owls and Aliens, how do you come up with a name? Reminds me of the movie The Fourth Kind. So that's from Justin. So
You know, we get that a lot.
And it did start from a movie, just not that one.
Yeah, it was a completely different line.
It started from a
Yeah.
cartoon actually.
From a cartoon called Five Goes West,
okay,
and
There's this little silly
there's this
scene.
little silly scene of a cat walking through the desert, drunk off milk, and he finds this pretty little lady cat and tries to kiss her.
Well, he
and then he
thinks.
kissed her. She turned into an owl. And
Yeah.
he's
Kissing
all
his
like,
little
"I just kissed an owl." Yeah, we're gonna be called Kissed an Owl, but we got the owl artwork from my sister Becca.
Shout out to Becca.
We just wanted to stick with an owl theme, and this is Owls and Aliens is what we finally arrived on.
Yeah, we were called Night Owl for one hot minute. But it turns out there was a rapper, like a Chicano rapper, that had been going by that name since the 90s, and he was like pretty big in his scene.
He just passed away.
And he did just pass away, so rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
We
Night Owl.
submitted all of our first demo on to Spotify or whatever, and we couldn't find our music, and it was all under his profile. And we tried numerous times to get in contact where we needed to
Yeah,
Yeah,
it off. We had
and
to remove it immediately.
and eventually we just let's just change our band name.
Yeah, actually, I can show you right now. Look, this is the first show we ever played. One of the first shows we ever played. And you can see.
okay.
Night Owl.
There it is, Night Owl. That's a relic right there.
One day that is going to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
that's right. I don't remember exactly where the aliens came from though. I don't remember.
That one was more just like.
They kind of just came up like with
Yeah.
It was random. You know, there's 5 of us, and it took a while to, all of us to eventually, agree on something. So
Yeah.
I would call myself the Demogorgons just because I'm hooked on that series. So, but yes, again, I'm not that talented, like I've said. So, what is the best advice you've been given? That's a good question, actually.
Oh,
From a musical influence or non-musical influence. So,
probably something Nick Depew said.
what's that?
I don't know, but it's probably.
But he's so wise.
But he's so wise. It was probably something that.
Johnny says that we should never break up, no matter what.
Oh, that's
Always
good.
something that always stuck with me. Just the way he said it.
My mom's ex-boyfriend once wrote on a bar napkin and gave it to me for my birthday, and it said, "Always wipe from the chode to the load."
That's,
And I still hold that deep in my heart. So
that is good advice.
from the chode to the load.
my grandpa always told me, "Don't be an asshole just because you know how."
There you
And
go.
I thought that.
All right, fair enough. All right. Wow. Yeah, that's some good advice. I'm still chuckling here, so sorry about that. Yeah, if you could play with any band out there, past, present, or future, who would it be, or share the stage with?
I think I would say Ozzy Osbourne with Randy Castillo and Zach Wilde, and I forget who played bass in that superb lineup. But that would be incredible.
I would love to play with the Wiggles. They are just amazing.
They are a good band.
They're
Very
about to
underrated.
go on tour soon. I'm looking to go see the Wiggles. That would be freaking sweet.
I'm probably gonna say Deftones.
Deftones, all right.
That or Blind Melon with their original singer Shannon Hoon, R.I.P. That would be amazing too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say My Chemical Romance or Queen.
Ooh, Queen. Jeez, that's such a
That'd be
good.
cool.
That's such a good answer.
Yeah, let's taking it back to the day. But I think, man, if I had to do it, I'm going to say Kiss and probably Rob Zombie. So those were.
Hey, they'll both be at Rockville. Or no, they're going to be at Aftershock, right?
Yeah, they're both at Aftershock Fest.
Yeah.
In Sacramento.
I know Kiss is at Rockville. I don't think Rob Zombie is this year.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I'm fortunate. I'm literally 45 minutes from the Daytona Speedway where they're having it. So I look forward to that. We just had Kraken Fest last weekend. That was a good time. The Used, Red
Nice.
Jumpsuit Apparatus, Amber
Dang.
Lynn, The Dev,
Yeah.
Werewolves. Quite a few good bands actually. So that was
I
a
bet that
good
was
time. And the crazy part is now that I'm not old, but I feel old, I guess. So now, after a night of heavy drinking, it takes me like 4 days to recover. I'm like,
Yeah, I understand.
I'm not 21 anymore. All right, so Stranger Things was awesome, Donnie. Yes, Justin, I agree. And this is the last season they're actually gonna make. They just announced. So, I mean,
I
the
think
kids
there's
are all like 25 now. So,
Part 1 and Part 2.
but let me go through the chat, see if I've missed any questions in there. Yeah, so this will be uploaded to Spotify, all the streaming apps. So if you are listening to this on the app, I appreciate it. If you ever want to watch us live, we stream on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook as well. Another question. If you weren't making music, what other career would you be doing? I would be a porn star, but that's just me. How about you folks?
Actually, a really good question.
I have a really good stamp and basketball and football card collection, so I'd probably be selling those.
Be hustling.
Okay.
Either that or just
He'd go
sell
back-
myself. I'd go back to being a prostitute.
Yeah, how we found him.
That's how they found me. They hired me for one night as a prostitute, and I showed up, and they said, "Did you bring the bass?" And I thought they were going to make me do some kinky with it, but they put me on stage.
And now they can't get rid of you.
Yeah, we're trying, but we're just still here.
Still haven't got paid.
Wait, what was the question again?
If
If we weren't
Oh, yeah.
if we weren't making music, what would we be doing?
Like on the real though, I'd probably be teaching. I really like academia. I like to
Okay.
teach math. I'm a nerd.
I am horrible at math. Science,
You're my first
I can I can blow science away, but when it comes to math, yeah, you can teach me because I can do the basics. That's about it. But back to the collections, I have a big vinyl, old school gaming like NES and cassettes.
That's awesome.
I like the old school nostalgia. So
Yeah, totally.
I think I would go back to being a wildland firefighter if I wasn't going to pursue music.
I don't know what I do. I want music to be a part of my life somehow, some way still. So if I wasn't making music, I'd somehow find myself to be a part of that community, whether if it's getting familiar with, just either roadieing or being a sound guy or even just taking pictures. I'd want to be there, make it my life still.
and it would be even being a roadie or sound engineer. I mean, you're traveling the world or the country, gig to gig, listening to all these bands. I mean, yeah, after a while, the same band probably gets old, but all the opening acts and different things like that. I mean, that's the lifestyle. Like, who wouldn't want to do that?
Right.
Yeah,
That is.
yeah, I'm very attracted to it. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have so most people think it's weird, but it's becoming super popular now. They're called schoolies. So here in the next 2 years, I'm going to build a schoolie, and literally I'm going to live in a school bus that's renovated into like an RV and just travel the
That-
country. So
That'd be
Yeah.
awesome. Yo,
oh yeah,
that would be
Like a little-
awesome.
like a little bus down by the river instead of a little van. So
Yeah. Think about how many cool bands and venues you'll be able to see.
That's punk
Exactly.
rock.
It's gonna be rad.
and hopefully one day I can take this show on the road and
Yeah.
go to a festival and interview some bands and do some other things. And in March I'm starting dronography business, so I'll be able to do videography and stuff like that. So kind of tie those two in together and hopefully travel in the school bus around the country and live the life. So
Be
Oh, yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. We
that sounds amazing, man.
can't wait to see you on the road.
right. And and it's I don't want to say it's cheap, but it's a lot cheaper than an RV, and it's like the cool thing to do these days. The cool kids are doing it, I guess. So I guess I got to follow suit, build a schoolie.
There you
And
go.
vans are too small for me, so I need something a little bigger. And another question popped in: anything you all would change about the music industry? Gosh, that's probably a loaded question, if I would say so.
Yeah.
Can we go back to before streaming?
Yeah, streaming has kind of ruined. Yeah, streaming is streaming.
It's a double-edged sword because on one end, it's provided so many amazing opportunities for people to hear music they never would have been able to have heard before, giving people access. But at the same time, there was something so raw and pure and genuine when you discovered a band by solely from seeing them live. And I feel like that aspect has not completely gone away, but I feel like that has died a lot more. Where
Also,
people,
album sales,
yeah,
record sales, CD sales.
I'd like to go back to the
sales.
days where people discover bands
All
by
the vinyl sales have been
by watching them live.
Yeah,
Right.
but that's
trendy.
Yeah, so the world has definitely changed. I mean, you can log on your phone and boom, you got your music right there.
Right.
But yeah, I'm with you. I prefer the old school, the vinyls, the cassettes, the actual concerts. And I remember I don't you don't have to tell your age, but I remember having MySpace, and MySpace was the coolest thing back then. And all the bands you could put your top line up and different things like that on MySpace. So yeah, I'm throwing it back to the old school, I guess. So
Right. And that's just proof right there that, technology can still make it really cool. Like, look how cool MySpace was. Like,
we just have to adapt.
yeah.
all right, folks, any other questions in the audience? So
Bring
go ahead
them.
and throw them in the chat. And
What's up, chat?
I don't know if you guys can see it or not. If you can, great. If not, I do apologize.
I don't think we can.
I can't see it.
No. Oh, here. Yeah, I can now if I pull it up here. Oh, wow. There we go. What's up, everybody? How's it going?
And so you are with MVK Music Group, as you can see on the screen. And
Yeah.
so that's obviously not your producer. That's your
Our management.
Yeah,
your
Brian.
management team. So
Brian.
What's up, Brian? Yeah, we're super stoked to have them on our team as a part of our team. Super helpful and great people to have on your team.
yep. So after I get off with you guys tonight, I'm actually going to Sanford for a gig with three or four bands from MVK. So I'm going to head out there, which is about 40 minutes for me, and check out some live music and hopefully meet Brian if he's there. If not, we'll meet up with him another time. So I definitely appreciate him giving me the opportunity to have you guys on the show. And for a future, like I said, tomorrow I have Post Profit on the show as well. Hopefully, fingers crossed, no technical difficulties on my end.
Yeah.
I'll make sure I update the computer way before we have to go live on air. So
That's part of the game, right?
So what's the best for us to keep with events and touring? Oh, very good question. So for folks that listen to this, how can we find you?
Go to our website, owlsandaliens.com. You can find everything there. You'll get links to all of our streaming, links to our Facebook and Instagram, which is where you can stay up to date on our shows.
YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, Amazon. We got TikTok now.
Follow us on TikTok. We will have some new merch up soon on our website. So that's at owlsandaliens.com/merch. Make sure to hit that up. We've got some sweet artwork from some amazing people like Dustin's sister Becca and Joey from Steak Sauce Mustache. So yeah.
Awesome. And that's where you can catch the band, keep up to date, listen to their music. Highly recommend the band. Check them out. Super stoked to see where you guys, this new record goes. And like I said, I haven't heard the record yet, but I'm sure if it's anything like Tsunami, it's going to be phenomenal. I wish you nothing but the best, a huge success. And Donnie, will it be posted on your website? Yes, it actually will. So this interview, if you go to the sloppysyndicateshow.com, that has all my links as well to Spotify, YouTube, Twitch, all that. So sloppysyndicateshow.com. You can check all the past interviews with the Dev and all the other bands that have been on the Sloppy Syndicate and all the future shows coming up. So tomorrow we have Post Profit, which is a MVK music group as well. And they just won the Battle of the Bands. And they'll be touring with Escape the Fate and playing Rockville as well. So tune in tomorrow at 5 p.m. Yes, it is a little bit earlier in the day, but it is Sunday. So we're going to relax, have a little chill time, enjoy some Post Profit music and get to know them a little bit better. And for the meantime, Owls&Aliens, the band on the show tonight, based out of Oregon. The Tsunami just came out 2 weeks ago. A new album coming out end of April, maybe, possibly May. And I just want to thank you guys for coming on the show. Thanks for the hospitality, joining me. And we will see you again soon. And I would love to have you back on after the record drops and we get to listen to it. So
awesome. Yeah. Thanks, Donnie. It's great meeting you and getting to chat. Thanks again.
Sure. All right. Take care. Any final words?
Just hot sauce and rock and roll.
Hot sauce and rock and roll.
Hot sauce and rock and roll. There you have it, folks. And we will see you next time on the Sloppy Syndicate Show.